I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya.
A lot of you went to the polls in Flagler County, and Deb Albertson has the numbers on how the votes shook out.
So many people voted through last night that it broke a record. In 2014, officials said that 51% of the county's registered voters voted last night. They said that 65% of you cast ballots. So how did you vote?
Former Palm Coast Mayor John Netz was defeated by Jack Howell for Palm Coast City Council Member District 2. Jack Howell said he won because people in Palm Coast wanted a change.
People just said, hey, enough is enough. There were certain issues that surfaced during the tenure of both Landon and John, and one of which was City Hall. John wasn't the greatest supporter of the trap, neuter, and release. And then you also had the red light cameras. So I think some of those issues came back to haunt him.
County Commissioner Greg Hansen kept his seat, saying his faith in the people of Flagler County has been renewed.
They recognize that I'm really working hard for them, and I'm trying my best to be a really good commissioner and support the people of Flagler County.
Joe Mullins won a seat on the county commission. He said he was honored to run for it.
We've got more talent in this community than anywhere I have ever seen. And if we can bring everybody together with a vision, which is what I hope to bring to the table, bringing a 2025 vision to where we can say, hey, this is what Flagler County wants to be, and this is what we want to bring. High-paying jobs being the biggest thing. You know, it's all about having a vision.
Paul Renner goes back to the State House in Tallahassee to represent Flagler County.
Big night in Flagler County. Very excited at the outcome, and we'll have to wait and see how the other state races shake out. But I look forward to working with those guys on the county commission, some of our new city council members, and of course the mayor as well. And I think we've got a lot of good people that are ready to do good things for this community.
Most of the amendments were heading for a 60% majority vote, which means they would likely pass.
This portion of Flagler's Morning Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Save time, money, and stress. Daytona Beach International Airport, it's just plain easy.
A serious motorcycle crash shuttered Belterre Parkway yesterday afternoon. It happened just south of the Publix at Town Center. Flagler County's emergency Fireflight helicopter landed on the roadway at 3 p.m. Tuesday to pick up a 60-year-old man who was severely injured. Deputies say the man was heading north on Belterre Parkway south of Eastwood Drive when he lost control, causing his bike to flip and him to go airborne. He wasn't wearing a helmet. Deputies say he suffered facial wounds and a chest injury, but was conscious and moving his limbs at the scene. At last check, he was in stable condition at Halifax Hospital. A little girl is hurt after being mauled by a dog, Tony Magoo reports.
A 9-year-old Palm Coast girl was hospitalized Sunday after she was attacked by a neighbor's dog. The girl was mauled while she was visiting a friend's home in Palm Coast. She was bitten from the top of her head to her legs and arms, according to a Flagler County Sheriff's Office incident report. The girl's parents rushed her to Florida Hospital Flagler, where doctors gave her an indeterminate number of stitches to close all of her wounds. The girl's condition was unavailable Tuesday, but initial reports indicate her injuries are not life-threatening, her name's being withheld because of her age. The family volunteered to surrender the dog to authorities because he's constantly being aggressive, reports state. A Palm Coast animal control officer seized the dog on Sunday. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
A domestic dispute sends a man to the hospital. John Arking has more.
A Palm Coast man was stabbed several times Monday night after getting into a verbal altercation with his girlfriend. Flagler County Sheriff's deputies responded to a residence on Woodcliff Lane just before 10:30 p.m. after 43-year-old Justin Campbell called 911 stating he'd been stabbed. Campbell said his girlfriend, 35-year-old Monique Garcia, stabbed him several times while he was attempting to leave the house after an argument. Fire rescue arrived and transported Campbell to Halifax Hospital in Daytona to be treated for his injuries. Sheriff Rick Staley.
We had responded to this house previously and made an arrest for domestic violence involving the female as the aggressor, which is what our detectives determined occurred this time also. This goes to show that if you don't leave a domestic violence situation, they will escalate.
Garcia, who has previous aggravated assault and domestic violence arrests, was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The investigation continues. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
Dune restoration work returns to Varn Park today. The park will be closed weekdays as crews work to build up dunes from the park south toward Painter's Hill. It will be open on the weekends to visitors. Crews are also still working in River to Sea Park. Flagler County's oceanside parks like Malacompra, Old Salt, and Jungle Hut are fully open in areas where dune work has been completed and Moby mats have been installed.
Does Bunnell really have a clean slate with its rundown downtown? City Manager Alvin Jackson says it does.
Jackson said that while the downtown area may be an issue, there are people in that downtown that could help it thrive.
We have to create some synergy. We have to create some opportunities. You have artists, you have historic preservation groups there. Those are great starters.
Jackson said there are several other things that could help improve Bunnell.
You have microbreweries, you have antiques. You know, one of the things that we've talked about earlier, like the train.
He said that if Bunnell had a stop on the line, new investment would come in and help create the synergy that would improve the city's economy. In the final part of our series, who is Dr. Alvin Jackson? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.